So who talks first? You talk first? I talk
Hello,
first?
everyone, and welcome to another episode of Who Talks First. I am one of your hosts. I'm Courtney.
And I am another one of your hosts. I'm Solo.
And today, we're going to talk about,
Fantastic Beasts!
Fantastic Beasts and where to find them, because we finally saw that movie.
Finally!
Took us a really long time, so sorry, we're not on, this hip...
Yeah, sorry guys, if you're already all Fantastic Beasts out, well then...
We just saw it, and we want to talk about it now, because it's part of the world's...
Yeah, and because we liked Harry Potter growing up.
And it was... I think, honestly, my favorite part of Fantastic Beasts was just feeling nostalgia for
Magic.
And Harry Potter and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. I had a very good time
Yeah.
in the film.
It was so different than Harry Potter, though.
So different.
Which is what I knew it was going to be going in.
Yeah.
It's why it took me so long to watch it, because I was like, I know it's going to be so different. I burp, sorry.
You did.
I know it's going to be so different.
Gross, man. Gross.
Hey, man, you couldn't hear it?
No, but you said it just matters just as much. I'm gonna fall asleep. I'm tired.
Stop it! Gotta have energy!
Got it. We're peppy.
We gotta entertain the masses.
Fantastic Beast. So, we'll talk about spoilers.
So sorry, guys.
We'll let you know when we're super gonna get into spoiler territory. We'll do a
spoiler-free.
One really fun movie. A lot different than Harry Potter, but still makes you feel super nostalgic. Like, the first two spells that they use are Alohomora and then Petrificus Totalis. So you're like, aww.
Yeah.
Cute. And, the Harry Potter music starts playing at the beginning.
Yeah.
And
It's fun.
it's fun, but it's cool seeing how different magic is in America, and of course it's just more terrifying because America is just
Because of course
terrifying.
America needs to be more violent.
Yep. It's
and
great.
Segregation.
And all of that stuff. And there's a lot of really good political and social commentary in it.
Yeah, there is.
Using magic. And it'll be... I enjoyed it. I'm excited for this series. I'll definitely go see them. I'm not as attached to this movie as I was, or as some people are.
Yeah.
I kind of...
I'm definitely excited to see.
Actually, I shouldn't say it was overhyped. But some people loved it so much that I was really hoping to
be
love it.
in love with it. Yeah.
And I definitely liked it, and I had a good time, and Newt was so cute, and all the characters were great. But
I'm super excited to see where this story goes.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think the plot of it is, super solid.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited to see that overarching plot.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, Harry Potter, I was just so much in love with the characters. I was letting the plot go wherever it wanted to. You know what I mean? So it's definitely two different loves, I guess. Because I'm very, very, very interested to see how Newt and the social, commentary and how all of that is going to tie in.
Yeah.
I'm super excited to see where this story goes. And, Harry Potter's story was, well, there's a bad guy, and they need to stop him.
They need to stop him.
The end.
But they're taking the opportunities with this one to really show some political conflict, which is going to be really interesting and cool. So, I think overall I give Fantastic Beasts probably a 6.8 out of 10. Yeah. Maybe a 7.
I was thinking 7.5.
Yeah. And I'm I want to say 7. I'll say 7. But I'm that's a... We'll see how the series goes. I think that's where my
like
hesitation...
this first movie better than I liked the first Harry Potter movie, if that makes sense. Because, I love the books.
Oh,
but the movies always disappointed me.
Oh, no, see, I always loved the movies.
Oh, no, the movies super disappointed me.
I'm
always.
I always loved them.
I was they leave out so much!
The only one that I didn't like was Half-Blood Prince.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I hated that movie. That movie was bad. And that book was one of my favorite books because you could learn all, this backstory. And again, I'm a sucker for backstory, and they cut all of it out of the movie.
Yeah. They cut out all the dreary stuff, too, so.
All the dreary. All they did was, this stupid, rom-com, with Harry and Ginny, and I hate Harry and Ginny. I'm sorry.
Disgusting.
Just...
Don't marry your mom!
Don't marry your mom!
It's gross.
Or, the female version of your best friend.
Yeah.
Both weird, no matter what.
Both things.
You're you know what, best friend? Have you seen, that Harry Potter Puppet Pal sketch?
Where he's like, Ginny, you should get a pixie cut. That'd be totally hot. Yeah. And then he comes back, and he's like, oh my god.
Oh my...
Takes the bow off of her, looks at Ron, looks at Ginny, looks at Ron, looks at Ginny, and then kills himself.
Oh my god.
Avada Kedavra.
Avada Kedavra. My scalp itches a lot right now. I'm
Good.
sorry if you guys can,
ASMR. If you can hear Courtney scratching her skull.
I'm sorry, it just itches. But this is like, we just recorded another podcast, so this is our secondary one.
This is our low energy. And Courtney won't let me drink my coffee during podcasting.
No,
so.
you gulp really loud.
I don't gulp.
You kidding me, woman? You kidding me?
The person with the... I'm not gonna trust you. The person with audible issues.
But then it's annoying to me anyway. Alright, Burgerberg. Anyway, Fantastic Beasts is good. I definitely recommend you go see it in theaters. And now we're gonna talk about
Spoilers.
Well, alright. Welcome to the spoilers.
This is the spoiler section. Newt is a Hufflepuff.
Newt is a Hufflepuff.
And I like that.
Newt's adorable.
Jacob is a Polish man, which I am a Polish
Fun
person.
fact, did you know that Eddie Redmayne auditioned for Kylo Ren?
I'm glad he didn't get it.
But like, I'm watching it, and I'm just imagining him as Kylo, and I'm like, oh my god, Kylo would have been such a puppy.
Like, they had to put the mask on Adam Driver.
Yeah.
They would have never been able to, like, have the mask off.
Like,
if he would have been Kylo.
Because, like, even with Adam Driver, you take off the mask, and you're still like, interesting, that's not what I expected you to look like.
I think the reaction to, like, Kylo taking off the mask is
everyone would have been like, oh!
Exactly. And Rey would have been like, what?
Like, she would have been like, look at you!
She would have been like, look at you, little puppy! You're not a monster!
Especially with this, like, chickadee, like,
you're like a little baby, like, what are the dogs that, Pitbull? That people are like, these are so dangerous, and then you look at them and you're like, oh my god, you're such a baby, and they're like, I know. They say I'm dangerous, but look at me, and you're like,
because like essentially you're supposed to have like a sort of like a same reaction with Adam Driver, and you do, like, that's,
you do.
People are like, that's interesting.
Interesting choice.
Eddie Redmayne, like, again, would have just, everyone's hearts would have just been like, oh my god.
What a baby!
What happened?
Yeah.
At least with Adam Driver,
who did something to you to turn you into?
You're a little more curious.
Yeah.
But,
Eddie, it would have been like, who hurt you to make you this way?
Because he would have been a sad puppy the whole...
Yep.
I don't think I ever would have been... I don't think it's possible for him to even sort of look scary. Like...
Well,
he
was a very good actor, so...
He was a villain in that one movie.
Was he?
In Jupiter Ascending.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I didn't see that either, so maybe he was really great in there.
Maybe. But did they put prosthetics on him? A lot of people were aliens in that.
Yeah. He was an alien. He was weird looking.
So, there you go.
But
like, he's a great actor, but still, there's only so much you can do. He's got, like...
Especially when he's, like,
big eyes.
And those, like, big pouty lips.
Yeah.
And he was even saying, like, during his audition for Kylo, that they made him read something from Star Trek because they didn't give him the script.
Right.
And they made him read something from Pride and Prejudice, which I think is just interesting. An interesting combo to give Kylo. But
they didn't like him.
He was there. He was like, I was in that room for so long, and they just kept on asking me to, like, try different voices.
Aww.
And so, like, he kept going time after time after time, and finally, like, the casting director was like, you got anything else? And he was just like, no. I don't.
Aww. It's
like,
okay, because he's perfect as Newt.
Oh, yeah, I'm really glad he's Newt.
Because he's so good.
He's
so
to the
cute. Point where, like, he's so believable.
Mm-hmm.
I know people that are Newt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I've interacted with people like them. Like
and
him. I'm like,
he did
he's
such a
so
good job
believable.
of, like, the characterization. His characterization was, like, incredibly...
His, like, little awkward,
solid
like,
time.
nuances.
Even the way that he walked was, like, just kind of
No, it
weird.
was so good. His little, like, the subtle movements of him. It was, like, his little glances, his little movements. It was perfect.
So that's, like, there's part when he's playing Newt where I'm like, I think you could have played Kylo. I'm glad you didn't, because I think Adam fits the character more.
Yeah.
But there's, like, certain things when he would, like, just with his awkwardness, I'm like, it would have been funny to see you as Kylo.
Yeah. It
Like-
would have. But Adam's better because he's bigger and bulkier.
Yeah.
So he can look intimidating.
Yes. Like, Newt,
He can look like a child puffing himself out
Yes.
to make himself look bigger. Where if Eddie would have done it, I would have been like, you're so cute trying to make yourself look like a big guy.
Look at you.
Look at you.
Like, I'm big, I'm scary.
Scary.
Gosh. And then there was also, in the long line of just Kylo Ren's in this movie, we have Ezra Miller, who played, Credence, who basically, Ezra Miller is just everyone's headcanon for, like, young Ben Solo.
Mm-hmm.
And Credence, like, from the second he came in, I'm like, oh no, that's my favorite character.
Yep. Courtney was like, I love him.
I
love him.
Give me, like, sad,
Troubled boy.
broken boy. I'm like, he's my favorite one. And he has black hair and, like, just pale and, like,
and twitchy.
awkward and twitchy. Hands down, it's gonna be my favorite character. Loved him.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's, like, Tina and Queenie, who were both very cute.
They were
and
very
Jacob, who's great.
I loved Jacob. I was like, Jacob is such a, like, good man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just want to
They
hug
all
him.
had such solid, like, characters.
I really liked them.
Yeah, and, like, probably, like, I don't want to say my least favorite, like, I didn't like them, but probably my least favorite of, like, the main ones was Tina.
All the same. I was going to say the same thing.
Like, it's not like I didn't like her, but she, to me, didn't have as solid as a, like...
I think because she was so career-driven, that's probably why... Because we don't get to see the real Tina for a very long time in the movie. She's putting on this, like, act, and she's, like, career-focused, and she's like, I need to do something to make
I wish
sure
they almost
that
would have given... Like, they say her backstory,
Yeah.
but they kind of just, like, run over it, when I wish she almost...
I think
saw it a
next
little
movie...
more.
I think next movie will be, like, Tina's time to shine.
Yeah.
I really hope so, at least.
I mean, we're getting 5 movies, so...
Yeah.
But, like...
But I think, for sure...
And Queenie was so cute.
Because if they would have come out with Tina, like... Obviously they couldn't have, but, like... The reason that she had lost her job was because she attacked a woman who was beating her child. I would have been like, Tina's my favorite! Because I would have done the exact same thing.
Well, I mean, that's what they say. It's just, like...
Yeah.
It's just so...
But it's so quick.
that you don't have, like, emotional attachment to it. And... Because when you see, like, Tina finding Credence...
Yeah.
Being, like, beat and stuff, you're like, ooh, it's about to get in, and you want to see it.
Yeah.
And...
Because I didn't understand what was happening in it. Because
I
I was
see
like...
a confrontation about it, not just Tina being like, look, I saw this kid was being beat by his mom, I attacked the mom, that's it. And
Yeah. Because I thought, I was like, oh, are they all a family?
Yeah.
I was like, is that crazy lady, like, Tina's mom? And, like, Credence is the younger brother?
Kind of, like, lied about, like, their parents died.
Yeah, I was like, I don't get it. But
yeah, and then we have Graves, who is... we're going to talk a little bit about...
We'll go into that at the end.
At the end, okay. Yeah, so you won't stop listening to this.
Yes.
'Cause,
we'll rant at the end, for your sake.
yeah, and it'll get pretty dark in discussion. We'll let you know when we get there.
We'll give trigger warnings and stuff later on.
But yeah, there was a few, like, plot holes, I feel like, in the movie, where...
Which I guess they could maybe address next movie, but they're probably not going to go back
Like,
to.
why, like, the Accio spells, like, when they lost, like, the briefcase.
Yeah,
like,
every time Newt lost his briefcase, I was like, can't you just Accio my briefcase? Accio my briefcase. Bam.
I'm not sure if you have to, like, know... Maybe you have to know exactly where it is to use Accio. Maybe that's the thing.
Maybe.
I think they actually have maybe explained that in the past.
Okay, well, every single time Niffler's running away.
Yeah. Accio Niffler, when you, like, see him.
You can see him.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could maybe see you couldn't do it with the bigger beast because you don't want that flying at you.
Yeah.
Maybe it doesn't work in living creatures. I don't know. Explain that.
Yeah.
Have Jacob be there, being the dumb muggle who's like, don't you got a spell for that?
When you've got your dumb muggle character that you have to explain things to...
Use them.
But that's what you should have used that for. And there's another one that I was talking about earlier that was troublesome to me. We'll talk about the whole thing later, but this isn't a plot hole, but just a thing that I want to know. I'm like, was Graves ever the real Graves?
Oh yeah, did we ever get, was that entirely Polyjuice Potion Grindelwald?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Did we ever see real Graves, or was that always the Polyjuice Potion, like Grindelwald?
Yeah, or is real Graves coming back?
Yes.
That will
they end up finding him?
will real Graves come back and he's actually, like, a good guy? And, well, actually, that'd be really, really interesting, because we don't really know at the end. Again, this is, like, the spoiler territory, and we've said it before, but I just get afraid. Because at the end, you don't know if Credence is dead.
Yeah, you don't know.
You see, like, a little part of his...
Like, things just swoop away.
Orbs, that's what they were called, like, swoop away.
Obscurial.
Obscurial, thank you. Like, fly away, and Newt kind of, like, sees it.
Uh-huh.
So, it's interesting to see if Credence will come back.
Yeah.
And if real Graves comes back, like...
See, I was so confused. You had to explain to me that it was even a Polyjuice potion, because I just thought he had just charmed himself to look like someone else. I didn't understand that Graves was a real person.
Graves is a real person.
Because they're never... Because why is the president not like, okay, well then where's Graves?
Yeah.
We need to find real Graves.
Yeah. Alright, real Graves, and like...
Alright, we're gonna start an investigation on where Graves is.
And...
He's obviously someone high up.
That's gonna be the next one, yeah, he's a high
maybe,
up guy.
but why wasn't that addressed?
There's a lot of things that didn't address.
Why didn't they question it? Because I was just like, oh, he just made himself look like someone.
And the only reason I think I know that they may have said it in the movie and I missed it, that was a Polyjuice potion, is because in the art book they have props, and one of them is the Polyjuice potion container that he has with him.
Oh,
like, one of them is a Polyjuice potion thing. I'm like,
Got it.
alright, so he's using a Polyjuice potion.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I should have known it from, like, Roberto.
Yeah.
But, again, that just sounds like... I don't know if Roberto is only used as, like, Polyjuice potion, or if it would be for, like, any charm that you put on yourself. Because I was assuming it was just a glamour charm that he'd put on himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, oh, okay, he made himself look like somebody. I don't know how he got into the ministry, or whatever.
Well, given, like, how high up Graves is, Graves had to have been, like, around for a while.
Right.
I assume.
I mean, but again, these are things that, like... I'm not saying that you, like, need to spell everything out, but you should have had the president be like, well, shit, I need to find out where my high-up guy is.
That, like, you don't need to spell things out if it's gonna... But it would have been, like, a line in the movie.
Yeah,
being like,
just a line where she's like, shit.
She even says to Grindelwald, then tell me where Graves is. Like, where's the real one? Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like... Blah,
just
blah, blah,
anything
blah, blah.
like that.
There was a few times where I just wanted to be like, why didn't
you just...
Why did no one bring that up?
Queenie can read everyone's mind and spell out useless things. No offense, Queenie. Love you.
Yeah.
Thought she was very cute. But, like, sometimes I was like...
Sometimes Queenie's mind reading device was super plot device.
Yeah, I was like, okay. But you can't spell out other things for us.
There's a lot of, like, we use things when it's convenient and we somehow forget to when it's...
Yeah.
When we need a plot thing to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, with Queenie's plot, with mind reading, I'm gonna sneeze, so...
bless you.
Maybe not.
But sometimes they use it, sometimes they don't, which I understand. You can't have her reading minds all the time, I guess.
Yeah.
And also, the good way to do that is just not have her be there for, like, the big battles at the end. Because, again, Queenie's not an aura or anything. She was just a cute little...
Yeah,
like,
she's kind of just...
like,
almost...
Like an assistant? Personal assistant? Kind of? Like, or
she said she, like, never
secretary.
spoken to, like, a Muggle before, or a no-mage before.
I like Muggle.
Muggle's way better.
I like Muggle way better.
I call them, even though we're Americans.
Yeah,
and I kind of liked the little shout-out to Ilvermorny. Ilvermorny. I can't even say my own wizarding school. But
Hogwash.
I wanted them to mention what houses they were in Ilvermorny.
Yeah.
Like, no, I want to find out what houses they're in.
So cute. Oh, why didn't they do that?
Like, we got 4 more movies. They're probably going to mention it at one point.
I
And
hope
hopefully at one point we'll be able to actually go to the school.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
I would like to
Newt's
see it.
there for, like, to teach a class or something.
I would love that a lot.
I just want to see what our school would have been like.
Yeah, right?
But, yeah.
I mean, we got to see Newt, even just something as simple as, like, when Newt was wearing his Hufflepuff scarf at the end. I was like, if they just were wearing something from their school day, it'd just be so cute.
Really cute. Newt was an angel. All of them were such an interesting cast of characters and such an interesting world that they're setting up.
Mm-hmm. It's super fun and new and solid.
And, well, one of the... You didn't see... neither of us... the big reveal, the big twist at the end, which was that Graves was Grindelwald the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I did... I assumed Graves was working for Grindelwald.
Mm-hmm.
And I just didn't... I'm like, oh... The second he's reverting him, his hair turning white, you're like, oh, he's Grindelwald,
Yeah.
But the one that you didn't see was... Credence being the Obscurial.
No, because they threw me off the track immediately when they were like, the Obscurials, they can't live long. The last one that I saw, they died at 8.
Yeah.
And then Graves is like, I see the child, blah, 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 you're next to the child. It's a young child about the age of 10. And I was like, oh, it's the little girl. Especially when, like, that one reporter calls them freaks. Like, the little girl's just staring up at him with the biggest eyes, and I'm like, in every horror movie, this little girl is gonna kill that guy.
And she even had, like, the creepy little songs and stuff.
Yes.
But, like, for me, I always thought that. I'm like, oh, it's Credence.
Yeah, I didn't. I was like, I
think probably just with the amount that Credence, like, looked like he was dying, like...
Yeah. Well, I just assumed that was because he was a very sad...
A very sad man. But...
And then they were like, he's abused, and I was like, oh, of course.
Because, like, when he said, like, for the one... They had me going for, like, that one line when Graves was like, you're a squib.
Uh-huh.
I know that.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, oh, maybe he's not.
Yeah,
I always assumed he was the magic one. But he said he was a squib, and like, okay, that makes sense. But that only lasts 5 seconds before you find out he's the actual, like, Obscurial. But then the Scooby-Doo reveal.
Yeah.
I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for those nasty kids.
If it weren't for that Newt commander and his
ragtag team.
And his little plant
Jacob,
guy.
Queenie, Tina. All of them. And the little plant.
Do something, right?
Well, you could tell me. They say it a lot. I don't remember it all.
But he's cute.
He is cute, which is like, he's more of the animal sidekick than Niffler is.
He is.
But Niffler's way easier to promote.
Yes, because he's fuzzy.
He's fuzzy, cute.
And he's bigger, too.
Also, Harry Potter World, because I know you listen.
Yes.
Thank you, Harry Potter World, for listening to our podcast. If you guys don't open up
Jacob's Bakery,
I will be furious.
Yep. I guess, kind of, like, where would you put it? Because it can't be on Diagon Alley.
But, I mean, at least you could put, like, some of his treats that he makes there.
Right. I want it.
You don't have to make a separate bakery. They have a bakery in there that they could just...
They could, like, and they could put, like, a little sign that says, like, from America or something. Like, treats, like, American treats.
Yeah.
Fancy confections.
Yeah, it's, like, imported from America. Yeah. We've got Jacob's, like, fresh treats and just have a little Niffler.
It'll be cute.
Yeah.
It'll be cute.
And it'll be interesting if he remembers.
Even if they only do it as, like a seasonal thing every time one of the new movies come out, or, like, something. Even if they only do it sometimes. Like, I think that they should do it.
Because, you know, you can, because you can restore people's memories.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So, I mean, it's pretty clear that's what's going to happen.
It better.
Yeah.
Because Jacob can't not be in those next movies. I love him.
Oh, well, the way they ended it.
Yeah.
Like, Queenie is, like, coming to go get him.
Yeah.
Like, and that was even cuter, because, you know, Queenie hasn't gone out to, like, the Muggle world, really.
Yeah.
And so she's, like, out there, and she's like,
I'm gonna go to the bakery.
Hey. And then he, like, touches, like, where he got
bit.
Yeah.
And then he gets that dopey smile on his face.
Little losers.
And I was like, oh. And she likes him, even though he was probably absolutely thinking, I want to have sex with that girl.
But I like how they explain it, though.
Yeah.
Because she's like,
a lot of guys.
And most guys think that. So
the
she's like, she's almost not bothered.
She's like, that's what everyone
she's like, it's not like that's new to me.
And also, I do understand that these are private thoughts.
Yeah.
Because, again, I have fucked up thoughts all the time.
All the time.
I'm not a perfect person.
No.
I just don't say them because they're inappropriate.
But...
And I'm like, oh, that was a little objectifying of me. Whoops.
That's my life story.
Where you're like, Adam Driver's boobs.
Oh man.
Oops.
Shouldn't be thinking of that, man. Just grab his arm. There we go. Run away.
Did it.
Oh man, it's gonna be embarrassing one day. Will this ever appear on the internet? Well, it will appear on the internet.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah. Anyway, it's really fun.
Yeah.
And the pacing was a little weird because you almost forgot, like, the story formula is a little mixed up, just because you almost forget that they're hunting these not hunting, but they're looking for these creatures that get lost. Them down,
yeah.
Because they have that with the whole Megusa stuff, and they kind of
jump back and forth,
back and forth, and they stay in one area, like, a really long time.
With the Obscurial and stuff.
Yeah.
Because when they get they get arrested.
Yeah.
And then they have to escape from arresting, and then they have to go back to monster hunting, and you're like, oh.
And you're kind of forgetting what's happening a little bit.
You're like, oh, I thought we were going to deal with the obviously important plot. No, we're going to go back to monster hunting? Okay.
Okay. So, yeah. I mean, obviously the movie's called Fantastic Beasts and where to find them, so, like, that kind of needs to be there, but at the same time, that wasn't, like, the plot you were...
Right. That wasn't the plot you were pushing.
No.
Like, you had been pushing the big bag overarching plot. And I was like, oh, okay, this is what we're gonna deal with. And they're like, oh no, we need to go find our sloth monkey that turns invisible. And then the cute, like, burb snakes.
Burb snakes. And then horny rhino jelly monster. Yeah.
But, that was a weird one.
That...
Didn't like that thing.
And, like, licked Jacob before.
Yeah, I was like, oh! And also, can you imagine being Eddie and having to do that little dance? I was like, God bless his soul. Acting is weird.
That's exactly what I was thinking the entire time watching it. I mean, like, acting is so weird.
Just imagine him alone, and then an entire set of people just watching him, like, snort and throw his little butt around. And
he's, like, probably, like, on a green screen, too. Like, just gonna be so weird.
Yep.
Of, like, how this is happening. But...
Like, bless his soul. Bless Benedict Cumberbatch's soul when he's Smaug and he's inside that bodysuit and he's just like, I am Smaug! And he's just, like, flopping around on the ground and you're like... Acting.
That's why I can't wait to see the behind-the-scenes footage from Rogue One with K2SO.
Oh, yes.
Because they just say he's in this, like, skin-tight,
like, silver
gray unitard. And...
Bless actors.
Bless them, man.
For going through
Absolutely
weird stuff with no shame to give me movies that I like. Thanks. Yep.
So, it's going to be interesting to see what direction these movies go in. Because I definitely think this could have been a standalone.
Yeah.
Which is nice. I like that they're all gonna be
I definitely wouldn't want this to be the end because I'm very
I want to see it going, but at the same time, if that was the only movie they were making, like I'm like I get it because I mean this is like a prequel. It's a fun Harry Potter side story. You don't need to explain the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, but I'm excited to see like one. They better be like, was that real Graves? Where's real Graves?
I want to see if this no mage and magic war actually starts.
I want to see if Credence actually. Like, in what form of him is alive, or
if
not, if any. If he's just gonna, like, be gone, but that just represented, like, a part of him living on.
And I want to see America not segregate magic and no mages anymore.
Yeah. Because that was...
I'm like, wow.
Political.
Yeah. I was like, okay, so the head of the magic department is Black woman.
Mm-hmm.
So, you would think that, like, magical beings would be more enlightened then. Because you're like, oh, well, they have they're in America at a time when, like, race tensions are probably still really high.
Yeah.
But, hopefully they can't hear that. But now I'm distracted. What was I saying? My phone's ringing. Sorry, my mom's calling.
Okay, is it ringing or is it your alarm? Well,
no.
Stop. Okay, I don't think you'll be able to hear it, but...
But, so you're like, oh, well, they have no problem with a female of color being in charge of the magic department. But... You can't let magic and non-magical people get married?
That's what I really like about Grindelwald Graves' speech at the end. Mm-hmm. Like, his speech at the end was actually, like, true. Because he's like, who are you protecting? Yeah. You're protecting, like, them. We're the ones that are in hiding, that everyone's afraid of. Like, by keeping us, like, secret, you're the one creating this war.
Yeah.
So...
And it makes sense, especially in America, because we did have the Salem witch trials. Like, that was very much a thing over here.
And that's what, like, the whole second Salem group were people, like, afraid of witches.
Yeah.
And, like, that part, I'm like, I almost felt like it was, like, back in the 1600s. I'm like, it did take place in the 1920s for the most part, but then you have, like, this creepy cult that's, like...
They were, or at least they were, like, really small.
Yeah.
But I can definitely see that, especially because we're getting ready to go into the Great Depression.
Yeah.
So, of course, people are looking for a scapegoat.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be... witches.
It'll be interesting to see if, because everyone forgot what happened, where it goes from here. If they go to London, if Newt comes back, I want to see Ilvermorny.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what houses everyone's in. It's gonna be an interesting ride. I wonder if that little girl is actually
what's gonna
magic.
happen with her? Yeah.
If she's actually gonna come back at all.
We'll see.
It'd be important.
I'm glad that woman is dead, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, all the people, like, Credence killed, like...
I was like, oh,
like, one, he can't control who
No.
he kills. He can't control it. But
at the same time, I'm like, well, like, kind of deserved it.
Yep.
They were a piece of shit.
Yep. Like,
Not gonna lie.
and he probably killed a lot more people when he was, like, going through the
Oh, yeah.
city.
When he super couldn't control it.
Yeah.
Or, well, he's like, I don't want to anymore.
Yeah.
And he's just an explosion.
Yeah.
But
Because he was like, Graves, you liar! You're mean.
you're a mean man.
I yawned. If any of you are wondering why my voice got really weird, it's because I was yawning.
Yes.
That's...
Do we want to go into our trigger warning discussions?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay,
Alright.
so, like, trigger warnings if, like, talks of, like, molestation or rape or
abuse and
abuse or taking advantage of people.
manipulation.
And, yeah, like, if
If
that's,
that's something that,
Like-
will make you real...
like, uncomfortable and, like, will make you relive some stuff, like, feel free to leave. We love you. And goodbye. Thank you for listening to this. But we're about to go into the discussion of Credence and Graves. Because going into this movie, the amount of fan art I had seen for them, especially now that I'm like, that's all I'd seen of the movie.
Me too! Like, that was, I saw, like, I had seen on, like, the Tumblr that people were like, oh, it's kind of like the new, ship. Because I'm like, alright, so it's gonna be a little, like,
Is it just going to be because of age difference?
Yeah, but that's what I'm thinking.
I was just assuming it was because of age difference.
But it's huge. The ship...
It's huge.
It's,
and
Grave Bones is what it's called.
oh my god, I'm sorry, but if you're listening to this and you ship this, you're a disgusting human being. This is my opinion only. I think you're fucking disgusting because it is so much child molestation and taking advantage of someone. It's an abusive relationship, and not even in, like, a subtle way. No, he hits this kid, he takes this kid from an abusive home and is like, I'll keep you safe, only because he wants to take advantage of this child.
And, like, I'm definitely a person that's like, you can ship whatever you want, but the fact that this is, like, so, like, widely, I don't understand it, because with most ships, like, I don't like, or, like,
I have plenty of, like, gray ships and guilty pleasure ships.
Oh, yeah, and, like, there'll be certain ships where I'm like, oh, I don't like it, but you know what, I can see where people are coming from, maybe, if they have their own headcanons for certain things, but I'm like, okay, with Credence and Graves, that, I mean, just, they didn't blatantly say he was sexually molesting Credence. They didn't blatantly
say it, but I
the
think
way
it's implied.
Graves touches Credence, it is like
the way he, like, strokes the
99
back of his head and he pulls him in and he
gets him
whispers
really
in
close.
his ear.
Yeah, he's very, very sensual with him, and Credence acts exactly how a kid who's been, like, abused. I mean, he's been physically abused by his mother, physically abused by Graves, and I'm pretty sure sexually abused as well.
The fact that he was like, you were my friend.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I've watched enough special victims units to know
that's how children feel.
They were like, we're just special friends.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And, like,
this
boy is so repressed and so mentally young, and, like, I mean,
it's literally the saddest thing I've seen. It, like,
so many people are actively...
It makes me, like, physically ill.
And I think, like, it might even make it worse going into it, knowing so many people were, like, shipping it. Because I'm like, okay, I know it's going to be a little gray.
Because I was kind of excited.
Yeah.
Because I was like, ooh! And I had seen articles. I hadn't clicked on any of them, but I had seen articles. It was, like, Fantastic Beasts and homosexuality and, like, the importance of representation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh! So those were, like, the only spoilers I had seen. And people were like, you're gonna love the movie. And people know that I like homosexual subtext and stuff like that. So when people were like, you're gonna love the movie, I was like, ooh. Is there gonna be some, like, shippish stuff in here? Because I'm excited. And then it started happening, and I was like, I am the most uncomfortable I've ever been in my entire life.
Oh, yeah. And, like, again, I am very much like, ship what you want, but like,
there are things that shouldn't be glorified, though. And that is one thing I believe should not be glorified.
Especially when I'll go into, like, Tumblr dramatics. When Tumblr is so, like, I mean, trust me, we all know what I ship that gets a lot of backlash.
Yes.
But when I'm like, people give a lot of leeway if it's male.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, no, I'm sorry, that's disgusting. Like,
it's just as bad.
I don't want to say, like, I won't find you disgusting, because whatever, like, you and your little headcanons, like, do, but, like, there's no way you can, like, actively, I don't know.
How can you ever defend it?
Or at least not see
why it's wrong and why it's bad and why it's abuse.
This
I don't understand, because, okay, coming at it from the very beginning, before, like, everything started to happen, like, the first interaction we see of them, I was like, huh, but I was like, okay, well, maybe he has his kid's, he has his kid's best interest at heart, and he's trying to, like, reassure him in a physical way, because all he gets is, like, bad touches at home. Or, like, because he gets so, like, abused at home, so he's, like, treating him with gentle touches, and he's like, no, look, you're loved. Other people, like, touches can, like, sometimes if someone's reaching out to you, it's not just to hit you.
It was like a little creepy, but you're like, I need to see more, because, like, people obviously, a ton of people were super shipping it. Yeah. So I'm like,
I was like, okay, right, well, maybe they just have.
I need to see a little more.
But by the end of the movie, if you're still shipping it after he, like, hits Credence in the face and tells him that he's useless and that the only reason that he was ever, like, talking to him was because he wanted him to get to the kid, and then he's like, you're a squib, you're useless to me, and then turns around afterwards and he's like, oh, you have power. No, I've always cared about you.
Turns out he was Grindelwald the whole time.
Yes.
Which is even, like, beyond creepier.
Yes.
I mean, that's when it turned out to be Grindelwald, that's basically when it was, like, assured to me that he was sexually, like, abusing this child, because Grindelwald obviously is fucked up as shit.
Yeah.
Like,
because, like, maybe some people are shipping the idea of real Graves and Credence. Maybe some people are thinking, like, real Graves had been talking to Credence beforehand.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, those people, you are different. You can have your headcanons.
Because there's a lot of people who are shipping, like, real Graves with people. Like, real Graves with Tina, I've seen, and real Graves with Newt, I've seen.
And I'm like, okay, those people, even if you're like, okay, well, real Graves was obviously looking after Credence before, and you're like, okay, well, there's no proof of that, but I'll allow that.
It's like, I'll allow these
you have a pass. You can think that, and maybe once we meet real Graves, that can be confirmed or denied.
It's just watching it, I don't understand how it became, like, such a huge ship.
I don't either.
Like,
because it's just
this is very intentionally a abuse story. It's not like this rivalry.
No.
Or it's not even like this antagonistic protagonistic relationship. It's
a boy who's been abused to the point where I believe I don't want to say that he's broken, but he definitely needs therapy.
Yeah.
100%.
I mean, he's pretty broken to me.
He needs a lot of therapy and needs to, like, definitely 1,000% figure out who he is as a person before anybody ever touches him. Yeah. And there is someone who is obviously taking advantage of this boy's need for love and acceptance.
Oh, yeah. It was...
I'm like getting bile in my throat. It makes me so disgusted.
And, like, it'll be interesting, because I think an interesting plot point if Credence is still alive.
Yeah, if Credence comes back.
If real Graves is still alive, I think that would be a really interesting plot point, like...
To have them interact.
Especially if real Graves had never met Credence before, let's say that. And just... Because I'm like, I don't think Credence ever saw that wasn't Graves. So...
Because he was quote-unquote dead.
Yeah, like, maybe his, like, a little obscurial was able to recognize it, but I think, like, not. Just in terms of coping and almost triggers, like...
We could see some PTSD there.
Yeah. I think Credence's character is really unbelievably interesting. And, and I think when people are talking about homosexual context, I think they are talking about Credence's character, or, like, the second Salem, like, the almost gay witch hunts.
Yeah.
Because they don't blatantly bring up homosexuality, but the whole storyline of children repressing themselves until it destroys them and might end up killing them is very much. You hear a lot about
even
gay
today.
kids, whose parents have taught them that it's wrong and and so they repress it and repress it and repress it until eventually they're so depressed that.
Because the suicide rate amongst LGBT is so high. It's heartbreaking. Because it's people who are just... I mean, if you're told that, like, who you are as a person is wrong your entire life, of course you're gonna... that's gonna affect you. I mean, I was even brought up in a household where... I was a homophobe for a lot of my life.
And guess what? People change.
Yeah. Now I'm very queer.
Yeah.
But if you're brought up in... Like, because even my parents' viewpoints have changed. Like, my mom's still, like... She has bias.
Yeah.
She's not, like, a homophobe, but she's very much, like, well, I'm not a homophobe, but maybe gay people shouldn't touch each other in public. And you're like, okay. My dad is way more accepting.
Like, you're getting there.
You're getting there. You're not, like, gays should burn in hell anymore. You're just, well, it makes me uncomfortable.
Which is, like, I mean, especially in today's politics where, I mean, us as Americans have learned that our country is very... skewed.
Yes.
And even if, like, people aren't racist or don't consider themselves racist or homophobic, they
even if they don't say it out loud, they're still thinking it.
They're still thinking it, or they don't have empathy, and they don't really care. They're very apathetic.
Yes.
And I think that these people that it sucks, but I think everyone has the right to change. Like, even Glenn Beck, who's, I mean, one of the big assholes of assholes, has come out and been like, Obama made me a better person.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm growing as a person, and I'm going to continue to grow as a person. And I realized how closed-minded and bigoted I was. And I will
never, like, hold someone accountable for the things that they said if they come out and apologize. And they say that they were closed-minded or ignorant or whatever reason. If someone comes out and is like, I'm sorry for the things that I said. I was wrong and I realize that now.
And I really want to change.
And maybe I need help with that.
Yes. And
I'm like, 100%.
I will... They, like, if you were completely earnest and honest about it and not just trying to get people to shut up and be like,
yeah, I'm sorry, but when I said it.
But I will, agree with you. I think people deserve to...
Because...
have a chance to be, quote-unquote, be redeemed.
Because nobody is born an amazing person.
Yeah.
Nobody is born totally, like...
We're born, especially when
maybe
you're younger.
We are born.
Yeah, but then you're raised with the influence of your parents.
Of the media, of anything.
So
could have been a book you read
around.
once.
Yeah.
Like, who knows? There are plenty of, like, all this stuff is so social that it's just human nature that you're going to be influenced by something one way or another. And again, that goes both ways. You can be influenced in the wrong way, and then something can happen, you can be influenced back to the right way. As long as you come out and you're saying that you're trying to move forward and become a better person, I 100% am like, I agree with that. Like, you should always be able to be forgiven. As someone, that's a very, like, religious belief, but as someone who's entirely not religious, like me, I'm like, no, we should be able to forgive other people.
I agree.
Because there's no, like, what what society are we going to be that we're just going to crucify people? Like, that's pretty much what it is. You're just it's pretty much a witch hunt after that point, where you're like, well, nope, they're just ruined forever because they said something shitty once, and they thought something once because that's what they were taught to think, and we're just gonna, they're burned from society. And it doesn't matter what they say from this point on.
Even if they really honestly want to be forgiven and want their minds opened and realize, like, their
ways or their thinking, and I'm like, that if that's your way of thinking about other human beings, then maybe you lack empathy, and maybe you're not as enlightened and accepting as you think you are.
I agree, man. No, I agree. So, yeah. Anything else to say about the movie?
Yeah, social issues are very prevalent in this movie.
They are.
And I'm excited to see where they go.
Exactly. Good film. See it. Let us know what you thought in the comments.
Makes you think.
It does. The bunk Mary kill of the week.
I'm sorry, we can't put Graves or Credence
in
it.
No. No.
Okay, good. I was like, because I know that you love Credence, but...
Oh, no. But I love Credence in a way that I'm like, I want to take
protect
care
him.
of you.
Yeah, I want to protect him, and how dare you ship him with anyone? Leave him alone.
I'm like, I just want...
He needs time and protection.
I want, like, Tina and Queenie to, like, adopt him and take care of him. And...
Oh, that would have been so cute.
Oh, no, I lied. I want Jacob and Queenie to adopt him.
And they just, like, Jacob's always like, you need to fatten up, kid.
Yep.
Look at you. Here, have a punchki.
And put him in, like, the bakery.
Here, have a little punchki, kid.
That'd be so cute. Alright, that's what I want.
Yeah. Okay, so Bonk, Mary, Kill. So, like, Newt.
Yeah. Queenie. We'll put...
Newt, Queenie, and Jacob. Do we want to do that?
Yeah, we'll do that. Those are our 3 favorites.
Because otherwise it's oh no. But I don't want to kill any of them!
No.
We've put ourselves in a trap!
That's horrible.
Oh no! I would.
Oh god, that's hard. Because, like, at one point, like, Jacob's just, like, the cutest man.
Because, like, part of me wants to marry him.
Yeah, but there's also part of me, like, I might want to marry Newt just because I feel like life with him would be so interesting. And he's such a weird guy that I just want to spend my time with him.
I think he would bug me after a while, though.
He might get annoying, you're right.
But I think sex with him would be really awkward.
It'd be so awkward.
He'd be like, oh, well, let me pull up my manual, my book.
Does, like, the mating dance?
He's like, here we go. I've learned that in nomages, this is what they like. And I'm like, oh god. This is hilarious and very endearing, but it does not make me want to have sex with you.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
I'm gonna marry Jacob.
Yeah.
And then... because I don't really want to have sex with Queen.
No.
I don't really want to bonk her, but I don't want her to die.
I don't really, like, want to bonk any of them. No.
I don't.
I just feel like I would, but, like, when I'm thinking of...
I'm gonna marry Queenie. I changed my mind. I'm gonna
Alright.
marry Queenie. I'm gonna... because she likes to cook.
Oh, that's true.
And
Ooh.
she got magic cooking, so apparently they can cook a feast in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
So I'm down with her.
Yep.
I'm gonna bonk Jacob because he looks like a guy who'd be like, I am 100% about you.
Yeah.
I'm just happy you're letting me put in it. And I'll be like, yes! Great! And then unfortunately that just means that I'm killing Newt.
Well, maybe I'll bonk Newt only because he was once up for the part of Kylo Ren. I'd be like, you know what? You're almost there. Connected, right? That's great. Anyway, thank you guys for listening.
But you just said that you were gonna kill Newt! You didn't say the rest of it!
No, I said I was gonna bonk Newt.
Yeah, but then what are you gonna do with the other two?
I was gonna marry Queenie. I said I was agree with you at that. And then
Okay,
Jacob's
you're gonna
die.
kill Jacob? Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jacob, but
I mean,
if I'm that close to, like, one of the people who auditioned for Kylo Ren, I gotta go for it.
I mean, I only killed Newt because I was like, well, food and then probably really good sex.
Yeah.
No offense, Newt. You don't look like you'd be a good lay.
No.
But, I mean, Kylo. You
But,
could be
like-
like, can you just pretend that you're... Can you just pretend that you're in...
God, I sound so messed up. I'm not like this, I swear.
This is fictional.
And I like how I, like, leaned back, my chair ran into, like, my giant cardboard cutout of Kylo.
You're like, I'm so messed up, I swear I'm not like this. Hey, Kylo.
Hey,
what's going on?
Kylo, what's happening?
Hey, you're Lumen over there.
Oh my god, my, like, giant shrine that I have to Kylo right here.
Oh my god.
My life's embarrassing.
Alright, guys,
Bye.
thanks for listening. Sorry things got really political, but we ended
And
on
weird. Oh, this
we ended on a
podcast is
good note,
weird.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, just
Great.
talk over each other a lot. Bye.
Bye.